If you've ever worried about mowing and how to keep your fields looking neat, we're going to talk about that. Come right back. Hey guys, Dan the Man with Raulston Acres again. Today I think we're going to take a little time and talk about mowing. You know, it's almost summertime. It's after spring. I think the date of this taping somewhere around the 1st of June, so or maybe the end of May. I don't. I'll be honest with you, the work days have gone so fast it's hard to keep up. But anyway, mowing is a very important part, I think, of keeping up your Christmas tree farm. Let me show you a couple of things as to why I say mowing is. First of all, mowing keeps the grass at bay. It keeps it down a little bit, and it keeps insects, I think, from being quite so numerous, and also competition with your tree plants. Anything that we can do to help those tree plants grow and flourish and be healthy, that's what we're trying to do. A third thing here that you really don't think about too much, but it is very important, and that is the fact that your customers, when they see this from the road or they see pictures of your farm or whatever, then you know they want to see a neat, nice, well-kept, manicured farm. It's not always that way, I know, but this is your sort of your picture window in some fields that maybe are next to the road. You want them to see the best of your farm and the best of your trees. So that's just one of three reasons that I think mowing is important. We have about roughly 16 acres that we mow, as counting service roads and everything. And it takes us quite a while to mow it. I'm going to say around 13, 14 hours, depending upon whether we're using one or two or how deep the grass is or whatever. But I wanted to show you a couple of mowers that we have and talk a little bit about those. And I have my cheat notes here so I don't forget anything. Uh, the, um, the timing of when we mow, we will usually start here. I'm in Northwest Georgia. We're in the tri-state Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee. We're just about 20 miles south of Chattanooga, Tennessee. So we start mowing about the mid to late March. It's still cool. The grass is just starting to come up. And then we probably won't quit mowing until maybe mid or late October to try to put that last cut on it and make everything look good. But let me show you the mowers that we have, and I think you can see it very well. Okay, let me show you these two mowers that we got. I've got my granddaughters on the mowers to model them for you. Both of them can drive 0 turns. So, you know, these are not hard mowers to learn to drive. I first started with just your regular lawn tractor and mowing, but it was really backing up and turning it around and that kind of thing. The 0 turn, in my opinion, makes it a lot easier for me. This is what we've used. We first bought the smaller one right here. They're both 52-inch cut. They work very well on 7-foot row spacing. Sometimes people say, well, I want to get a 72 inch or 70 or whatever inch cut, a little bigger than what we've got. But you're still going to have to go up and down the row a couple of times, even though you get a wider cut. But I like the 52. It's easier to get in and out of small spaces. This was the first one that we bought. You'll notice the side. Go ahead and show them there, Luce. The side, no, right here. The side, the exhaust for the clippings, grass clippings. It discharges grass off to the side, and you notice I pulled that thing up. I just did that for room. Okay, safety is a very important part of mowing, and I think if you keep this in mind, you're still safe. But this guard right here, we just go ahead and pull it up, and I wire it up so that I can get closer to the trees. Another thing that is important, I think, about the mower is its ease in raising and lowering the deck. We do that with this pedal right here to raise and lower the deck. Usually I try to mow no higher than, say, a 3-inch cut. You can mow a 2.5, or you can mow 3.5, but somewhere around the 3-inch cut is a good way to, about like you mow your yard. Now, in ground that is uneven, you might want to use the higher cut, like 3.5. Whereas if it's real level and everything looks good, you can even go with a 2.5. It might make you mow a little less often by the shorter, but you also take a chance on hitting a stick or a stump or a rock. And you're going to hit a stump if you have cut trees in that area before. I think this video is more for beginning farmers, so you're not going to hit many stumps, but rocks and things like this, you want to be very careful not to hit those if you possibly can. Then we went from the smaller one, which I think does a real good job, uh, to a little bit bigger one. This one here's the next step up. You notice I'm buying Toro mowers. You can buy Hustler. You can buy uh, all the different kinds of mowers. It's not a there's not one make or model I think's any better than the other ones, but I would suggest getting something close to the commercial end, if not the commercial end. The mowers just seem to be built a little bit sturdier and also can hold up to the punishment you're going to give it when you get into the field. So I try to get as close to a commercial mower as we can. This one is your beginning commercial mower, and this one right here is also a commercial mower, I think, is also. Um, I like the engines on these mowers. Pay close attention to the engines. Uh, Ask your dealer, whoever you buy the mower from, ask your dealer about uh, the engine, the history behind it, the maintenance that's involved, how sturdy it is, how it keeps things going without a lot of maintenance to it. Um, these are Kawasaki engines, and they do pretty well. There's others. There's a Kohler engine that's out. I've heard it does a real good job. Then there's some others, but you want to make sure because that's the lifeblood of your mower is your engine. So I just thought I'd point that out. I don't get a special compensation from any particular brand or anything like that, but I happen to use Toro. The reason that I use Toro is because I have a Toro dealer that's close by that can service my mowers. That's why. Hustler, same way. If you've got some others, that's fine. Now, one thing that I will point out, especially when you get into these bigger mowers, some folks decide, I think I'm going to go whole hog and I'm going to get a diesel mower. And that's fine. Diesel engines hold up very well. They're long lasting. And if you ever have problems with them, it's a little more expensive than a gas mower. That's my experience. They're just a little more expensive. However, they do equally as good a job. Now, uh, Allie, if you'll point here to the side discharge right here, this is where the grass comes out. And some people don't like a side discharge because it says, well, okay, we're going to blow grass into the base of the tree, and it can sits there and the grass rots, and it's bugs might get in it. To be honest with you, the grass has got to go somewhere. It can't go in front. If it goes to the side, I'm not worried about that unless you're going to be mowing, real tall grass, and then you're going to be throwing grass all over the trees. I try to catch mine before it gets too tall. Some mowers have a rear discharge, which means the discharge is going to go back behind you as you're mowing. It's going to go behind the mower. Um, I haven't seen too many of those, and I think I know the reason why is because they are so much less available and they're so much more expensive. Again, you know, this tree farming is 100% farming and 100% business. So you sort of have to look at how the money you spend, how it's spent, how it goes. I personally don't mind the side discharge because I don't throw a lot of grass because I keep it maintained. I mow about every 10 days. In the spring, when the grass is really going, it could mow about every week, but at least every 10 days. And I try not to get the grass so high that it's discharging out in under the trees. Uh, One other thing about these mowers that both these girls like, I think, is the fact that if you mow with the non-discharge side of the mower, uh, and you're sort of mowing to the left, you can get up closer to the trees, and that's the side that I want to get close to the trees with is this side, as opposed to the discharge side. If I'm going to get close to the trees and I'm going down a row, I'm going to sort of get over to my left as I drive in this, be my left, your right as I'm going. Lucy, this is the side right here This right here is the side that I try to use because it's closed up and gets closer to the trees. uh, and with the big one as well. The big one has the same, 52-inch cut, and you can get closer to the trees. You don't try to get close to the trees with this side, obviously, because this guard is in the way. It sets it out about maybe 10 inches away from the deck of the mower. You just can't get close to the trees with that. Okay, um, let me try to think of anything else. Maintenance to the mowers. Maintenance is important. Uh, Always, at least every other time that you use these mowers, check the oil. Make sure the oil level is sufficient. Make sure that it doesn't look black. Make sure there's not something going on. Maybe it's not. If it starts smoking, there's something wrong, of course. Uh, but that's one thing. The other thing is the gasoline that you put in these. In our day and time, gasoline is expensive, and one of the things that we use in our gasoline is something called ethanol, and that it can be your friend, and it keeps gas from being so expensive. But on the other hand, it can also cause damage to your carburetor and to your engine if it's left in a mower for an extended period of time. For example, if I set both these mowers and I put them up and say, okay, I'm not going to run these mowers for 6 months over the winter, then I better put some treatment in these tanks to keep that ethanol from setting up, from decomposing, from doing some things in my carburetor. It's going to cause a little bit of clogging issue, a little bit of gumming up issue. And so what happens when you start it up and you get down there, maybe you have trouble starting it, but you get down into the rows and you get backfires, you get a little, the engine's not sounding right. It's because your gasoline because of the ethanol, the gasoline has I'm going to use the word decomposed to the point to where that it's causing a little bit more damage to your system than needs to be. So if you're going to store it for a long time, put some gas treatment in it. Again, Seafoam. There's some other brands that are out there that you can buy at any auto parts store would help you quite a bit. Again, this is from my experience. You mechanics out there, if y'all are seeing this and you're a mechanic and you know better than I do, but I'm just saying from my experience, this is what I have found. With all that put together, your mowing can be less stressful. Okay, the more stress that you get is going to be because you've got high grass because you've let it go for so long. You've had an extended period of rain, and that is something else. I don't like to mow when the grass is real wet. I have done it. It keeps the grass clogs up a lot. Your mowing decks, and I hadn't even talked about the decks and the blades too much, but we do want to keep those as clean as possible because that's what your blades rotate through, and you don't want them to have any more trouble than necessary. Um, One of the things, girls, I want to just ask you this question. Okay, y'all both can answer at the same time or whatever. Is it sort of fun driving a zero turn? It is. Is it? Is it? What's the most fun thing about it? You think? The driving part. Okay. Does it take a little bit getting used to? Yeah. Why? You got to learn how to control it. These are your controls. So you do have to practice. Practice makes perfect, right? And you get out there and you practice with it, and it keeps you, you know, when you first start, you might think, oh, I'm not getting close enough to the trees or whatever. But after you've mowed and you've gotten more experience, it does make your finished product look better because you know what you're doing. It is nothing like a steering. I don't know if you heard that or not. From her experience, it's nothing like driving one with a steering wheel. I'll agree with that 100%. 100%. One last thing that I will mention on the mowing, and then we'll switch on to something else. Right there on the side there, Lucy, you've got something in that right there. Yeah. What is that? Headphones. I would, if it's not earplugs, headphones, you're going to be on these mowers for hours at a time. Put some type of hearing protection on your ears. Uh, uh, you may not notice it the first 2 or 3 times you mow, but after a while, you don't want to be going, "What'd you say? What'd you say?" Because of the engine being right behind you. Um, the earphones or the headphones or the ear protector, hearing protectors, those are an important part of our mowing. We keep one of these for every driver that we have of our mowers during the farm. Okay, that's all we've got on the mowing today. Let me tell you, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. It's at the button there below. Hit the subscribe button. It can help me. It does not cost you one thin dime. Please do that for me. And another thing is, if you there's a like or dislike, there's a thumbs up button. If you like the content of this message, please hit the thumbs up button and the comments. Any questions you have about what we've just discussed, anything that I can elaborate on or anything like that, to comment back to you, I'll be more than happy. And anything that you want to see in our videos coming up, I would love to hear your comments about that. So thank you very much for watching. See you next time on Farming Around the Christmas Tree.